Hello students, now let's continue some examples of number theory. So, before going towards example, let me write one remark. Let m and k be any positive integers less than any positive integers then the number of positive integers less than or equal to mk and relatively prime to m is k times phi of m. Example for this: find the number of positive integers less than or equal to 7200 and that are relatively prime to 3600. So solution: here 7200 can be written as 2 into 3600. Now you know number of positive integers less equal 7200 and relatively prime to 3600, that is equal to 2 times phi of 3600, that is equal to 2 into 960, that is equal to this 1920. Similarly, let me solve one more. It is of same kind. Look at this. Remark is given for such integers. If we find phi of 3600, then also we can determine this one. Okay. Next one. Find the number of positive integers less than or equal to 25,200 and that are relatively prime to 3600. Again the same type of question. Solution: here again 25,200 is what? 7 into 3600. Therefore, number of positive integers less equal 25,200 and relatively prime to 3,600 equal to 7 into phi of 3,600. So that will be 7 into again 960 and that is 6,720. As such, using this remark we can solve the examples. Now let me go further. We have to take few more examples. So example, given that A and B are relatively prime and A and B are opposite in signs. Prove that Ax plus By equal to C has infinitely many solutions. For any value of values of C. So solution, given that A and B are relatively prime and Ax plus By equal to C. Xy, AB are in what? Z. Okay. There exist integers x0, y0 such that ax0 minus by0 is equal to what? C. Call it as equation number 1. Okay. Also ax minus by is also what? C. Call it as equation number 2. From 1 and 2. You can write this one also. Now both are equivalent to C. So Ax minus By is equal to Ax0 minus By0. So this gives us A into x minus x0 equal to B into y minus y0. Call it as equation number 3. Now suppose GCD of A and B is equal to D. So this gives D divides A and D divides what? B. That is A is equal to dk1 and B is equal to what? dk2 for k1 k2 in Z. Therefore equation 3 implies dk1 into x minus x0 equal to dk2 into y minus y0. It will be y0 minus y, y0 minus y. Simplification will be as such. So call it as equation number. Here D is non-zero, we can cancel it. That one we can name as equation number 4. So k1 into x minus x0 equal to k2 into y0 minus y. Call it as equation number 4. This gives us k1 divides k2 into y0 minus y and k1 k2 are relatively prime. So this gives us k1 divides y0 minus y only. Okay. So this gives us again y naught minus y is equal to k1 into what? T. For t in what? Z. Call it as equation number 5. Now put in 4, we get k1 into x minus x naught equal to k2 into k1t. So that gives us x minus x naught is equal to k2t. Call it as equation number 6. Now from 5 and 6 we get x equal to x naught plus k2t. That can be written as x naught plus bt, and y equal to y naught minus k1t. That can be written as y naught minus at. Okay, call it as equation number 7 and this as equation number 8. Okay, therefore now given Diophantine equation becomes ax plus by equal to, we can write a into x naught plus bt fine, plus b into y naught plus y naught minus at. So that is ax naught plus by naught plus abt minus abt. So this is equivalent to ax naught plus by naught, and that is equal to what? C. That is equal to C. Thus, what can we say? This gives, thus, there are infinite number of solutions of the given Diophantine equation. Diophantine equation for all C. For all C. Okay. Now let's go for another type of example. Show that integer n is divisible by 2 if and only if its unit digit is divisible by 2. Okay, solution. Let n be any integer n equal to ak 10 raised to k plus ak minus 1 10 raised to k minus 1 plus ak minus 2 10 raised to k minus 2 plus so on plus a1 into 10 plus a naught. Note that two divides 10 2 divides 10 square and so on up to 2 divides 10 raised to k also. For all k in set of positive integers. Okay. This gives us 2 divides this addition also till this number. 2 divides ak 10 raised to k plus ak minus 1 10 raised to k minus 1 plus so on up to a1 into 10. So this implies ak into 10 raised to k plus ak minus 1 into 10 raised to k minus 1 plus so on up to a1 into 10 is equal to 2 times what? X, where x is in z. Where x is in z. Therefore, this n becomes, n will be 2x plus a naught. Call it as equation number 1. Suppose 2 divides n. This implies n is equal to 2y. Y belongs to what? Z. Therefore, 1 implies 2y is equal to 2x plus a naught. So, that is a naught is equal to 2y minus 2x. That is 2 into y minus x. So, what does this give? 2 divides what? A naught. So, conversely, so 2 divides n. So 2 divides a naught also means 2 divides this one number. Fine. This n also. Fine. Conversely, suppose 2 divides a naught. 2 divides a naught. This gives us a naught is equal to 2y, where y is in z. So therefore, 1 implies n is equal to 2x plus 2y. That is 2 into x plus y. So we get 2 divides n. Here, what was the question here? This part is divisible by 2. The question is left for this one. So if our n is divisible by 2, then we had proved that a naught is also divisible by 2. Fine. So this whole number will be divisible by 2. And when a naught is divisible by 2, then we have proved n is also divisible by 2. So overall, this is proved that n is divisible by 2 if and only if its unit digit. A naught is what? The unit digit here. So when n is divisible, then unit digit also divisible by 2. And unit digit is divisible by 2, then n is also divisible by 2. So this is the proof of this part. Fine. Now let me go for the next example. Show that an integer n is divisible by 3 if and only if sum of its digits is divisible by 3. Sum of its digits is divisible by 3. Solution: let n is a set of integer, then n is equal to ak 10 raised to k plus ak minus 1 10 raised to k minus 1 plus ak minus 2 10 raised to k minus 2 plus so on a1 into 10 plus a naught. It can be written as ak 10 raised to k plus ak minus 1 10 raised to k minus 1 plus so on plus a1 into 10 plus a naught plus here ak plus ak minus 1 plus so on up to a1 plus a naught minus ak plus ak minus 1 plus so on plus a1 plus a0. The same term we have been added and it was subtracted. Now why does this? Let's see. Here this part we are naming as x. Here this term we are using. So here we can take ak common from this. So here the coefficient is what? Minus, due to this minus sign. So it can be written as ak into 10 raised to k minus 1 plus ak minus 1 into 10 raised to k minus 1 minus 1 plus so on up to a1 into what? 10 minus 1 plus this a0 and minus a0 get cancelled and this part I am naming as x. Okay, where x is what? This ak plus ak minus 1 plus so on up to a1 plus a0. Okay, now note that 3 divides 10 minus 1. 3 also divides 10 square minus 1. 3 divides 10 cube minus 1 and so on. So what does this say? 3 divides 10 raised to I minus 1. Okay, for all I belongs to what? Set of integer. Fine. Now what does this gives? This gives us our 3 divides this expression except this x. So 3 divides ak into 10 raised to k minus 1 plus ak minus 1 into 10 raised to k minus 1 plus minus 1 plus so on up to what? a1 into 10 minus 1. If 3 divides these terms, so their multiple also it divides and the addition also it divides. This is using the property of divisibility. So this can be written as ak into 10 raised to k minus 1 plus ak minus 1 into 10 raised to k minus 1 minus 1 plus so on up to a1 into 10 minus 1 is equal to what? 3y, where y belongs to what? Set of integer. Thus what we get? N is equal to 3y plus x. N will be 3y plus x. Call it as equation number 1. Now just like previous one, suppose 3 divides n, then our aim to prove 3 divides this x also. If 3 divides n, then n is equal to 3k1, where k1 belongs to what? Set of integer. Okay, so from this equation 1 implies, equation 1 becomes 3k1 equal to 3y plus x. So this gives x equal to 3k1 minus 3y, that is 3 times k1 minus y. So this gives 3 divides what? X. Now conversely what? We have to assume 3 divides x. Conversely 3 divides x, then x is equal to what? 3k2, where k2 belongs to what? Set of integer. So again this 1 implies, what does this n? 1. N is equal to 3y plus 3k2. So that is 3 into y plus k2. So this implies 3 divides what? N. So the same thing we had proved, we have added here the digits of the number, and we had proved when 3 divides that number, 3 also divides the addition. Here this is the addition, this x is nothing but what? The addition of those digits. This is what? Decimal expansion. Fine, not a decimal, expanded form of that, but this is nothing but addition of them. So when 3 divides n, we had proved 3 divides x, that is addition of those digits of that number. Fine, and when 3 divides addition, that time 3 also divides the n. Now same type of example I have to give as a homework to you. It is for divisibility test of 11. Try for it. If you are unable to solve, then ask me again. So let me give that as a homework to you. Example, prove that an integer is divisible by 11 if and only if the difference between sum of digits in the odd places and the sum of digits in even places is divisible by 11. Try for proving it. Now let me take a last example for this course, and this video is the last video for this course. After this video also, if you have any query, you can ask me those queries in either in comment or on Google Classroom or WhatsApp group. So now last example, find integers. From my side this will be the last, but from your side it should not be last one. Prove such that GCD of 198, 288 and 512 is equal to 198x plus 288y plus 512z. Solution. Here the GCD of 198, 288 and 512 is suppose G, okay, and GCD of 198 and 288 is suppose D. Therefore 288 is equal to 198 into 1 plus 90. So 198 is equal to 90 into 2 plus 18. Euclidean algorithm we are using. 90 equal to 18 into 5 plus 0. So what does this say? GCD of 198 and 288 is what? It will be 18, this part, and that is nothing but what? Our D. Therefore GCD of, now we have to find GCD of what? This D and 512. This one, look at here, this D and 512, that will be what? Our G. That is the GCD of 18 and 512, that is what? Our G. That G we have to find out. So 512 is equal to 18 into 28 plus 8. 18 is equal to 8 into 2 plus 2, and 8 is equal to 2 into 4 plus 0. So what we get? Therefore here we get this 2. This G is what? 2. That is GCD of 18 and 512 is what? 2. That is the GCD of 198, 288 and 512 is what? 2. Now our aim to determine this x, y, z. So let's go for that. This GCD is 2, therefore 2 can be written as from this equation 18 minus 8 into 2. That will be 18 minus, from this 8 we can write 18 minus, this is 512 minus 18 into 28 into 2. So simplifying it, look at this is 56 and here 1. So 18 into 57, it will become plus, minus 512 into 2. Okay. Now here we have to go here. 18 from this equation we can write. We can put up for value for 18. 18 is what? 198 minus 90 into 2 into 57 minus 512 into what? 2. So this is 198 into 57 minus 90 into 114 minus 512 into 2 as it is. Now here we have to put the value of 90 from this. So 198 into 57 minus this is 288 minus 198 into what? 1 into 114 minus 512 into 2 as it is. So this is 198 into 57 minus 288 into 114 plus 198 into 114 minus 512 into 2. And from these terms we can take 198 common into what? 171 minus, or let me write plus 288 into minus 114 again plus 512 into minus 2. So comparing with 198x plus 288y plus 512 into z, we get 2 is equal to this, fine, or the GCD of 198, 288 and what? 512. The GCD is equal to this. We get x is equal to what? 171. Y is equal to minus 114. And z is what? Minus 2. So if the GCD of 3 numbers is asked, you can easily determine that one also. And if the linear combination of them and this xyz you have to determine, then also you can easily determine these one. So with this example from my side this course is over, but if you have any query you can ask me these one. Okay, thank you.